one time, me and him, this is creep. We're in Pennsylvania. One time, this is true. We're in Pennsylvania doing a gig, and we're hanging out. And he's boss has a rap. He's talking to this girl. This is years ago. She's maybe a 5. Looks like Foghorn Leghorn's nephew. She has glasses. She's awful.
That little kid.
Yeah. She works for CBS. She's a horrendous Pennsylvania trash.
CBS, right?
CBS.
Yeah.
No, not the network. No, the pharmacy. And he gets her back to the room, and we're just sitting there, and she's showing us a tattoo on her ass.
Oh, my God.
And I'm trying to sniff, and he's giggling from the front, and she's like, she's going to leave, and he goes, do you just want to watch me and him, J.O.? And she's like, what? And he's like, well, just J.O., and you can watch. And she ran out of the room.
The parting shot. Like you saw that all your options were used?
Yeah.
I was being a team player. I tried to get the waitress to go in the closet
And
with
look
you.
at my mule, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's awful.
You're helping him out?
Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me?
He's awful.
Yeah,
Hey, Rich. Hi, how you doing? How do you get a girl to watch you and your friend J.O. in a hotel room?
Well, from my experience. That's brilliant, man.
My favorite is when me and him were on the bed with a girl one time. I told you the story in the air, but if you're in New Cities, and the girl's in the middle of us, and we're both whacking our bags, like she's in between us, of course.
That is so gay.
No, it's not. There's a girl between.
There's a girl.
And he goes,
oh, my God.
He goes, hey, let's flip a coin, and the loser has to F her. To me, over her, he says. Wow, what a pig.
You are despicable. What did she do?
She just, I laughed nervously because he had a rod. He was real. I couldn't get a rod. I kept laughing. And then she gets up and gets off the bed for a minute. We look over at each other like, all right, we got to stop for a second. And this is what his selfish pig boss is.
The loser has to have.
He finishes, right?
Oh, God.
He finishes. Then I'm on the bed with her. I'm packing like a half. He goes to the bathroom, and I guess there's a catalog in the thing, and I hear him going, trying not to puke while I whack my bag. It was awful, his cough. He was automatically out of the sex mood. Rotten Jewish throat.
Did he finish, like, on the bed?
I didn't look where it went.
You're close enough.
I was looking at her and just trying to hope he didn't say anything else that made me laugh. I was laughing the whole time.
Where did you find this creature?
She was some girl he knew. She lived out of state. She came in for like 3 days, and we went to the hotel.
And then how do you start? What do you just, you're all laying on the bed, you're watching TV. How do you start just pulling your hog out?
It's called good cop, bad cop. And he will actually go, do you mind if me and him just say ho? And I'm like, oh, come on, man. Cut it out. Meanwhile, I'm unzipping my fly.
Oh, my God.
And he'll start. He's like, come on, just touch it. And then she's looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. I'm like, go ahead, just touch it. Shut him up.
Holy smokes. That is sick.
But he's always the one that leads into these things. I'm never able to pull the girls that will do this. It's got to be on
and she just stayed there. And did anyone get to have sex with her?
No, we didn't.
No.
And did she even touch anybody?
She might have.
For me, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, the girl or Voss?
The girl.
Oh, okay.
The girl.
Come on,
I wouldn't want to gag him and hear that one.
Like I can get over those speed bumps.
Oh, my God. Hey, Louis, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to say that I think I've seen Rich Voss's show before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's called Love Line on MTV. Later.
Well, it's like a VH1
Yeah, maybe.
Version.
Yeah, it could be. I never saw that show, so I don't know. I can't.
Well, they got a comic and a psychologist that sit and take phone calls and solve people's problems. So it's a little similar.
It's about Boss's Saturday night. It's called Never Mind the Black.
You're horrible. You can't use that C word. What did I say?
Today. Do we have any more?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Anthony's going to bring up a good point here. Go ahead, Anthony.
Okay. Anthony, you said before something about how do you go about starting this whole J.O. Fest?
Yeah.
I want to know, Voss and Norton, how the hell did the two of you find out that you're comfortable even doing it together?
Right.
I'll tell you how. The girl there.
Very good.
I'll tell you how. No, I'll tell you one of the first experiences I had with Voss that made me like, no, we could do it. It was not.
No, we can do it.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? Voss is getting out of my car. This is years ago. After a set. And I'm looking one way, and he goes, hey! And I turn around, and he's bent over with his a-hole open, laughing. And I laughed, and he closed my door and went into the parking garage and got his car. And then, wait, hold on, sir. I'm explaining here. You know. And then there was a time where he was dating a girl, and he's like, I'm going to try to get her to give me a Hummer while you watch, meaning me.
Yeah.
And I had scrapped
She was
at home.
hot.
Really hot. And I had just finished at home. Literally. Like, my belly button really smelled like a fish. And I come into the city. This is when I lived in Jersey. And there they are. I walk by. I see Voss and his girl in the car. And I get in the back seat. And I can't even get a ride because I had just jumped. And, you know, she's humming them. And I'm like, you looking back at me like, yeah. Like, wow, cool. We're just comfortable. Because, you know.
Yeah.
Really?
It's cool. Who cares?
Yeah. What's the big deal? It's not like we're touching each other.
Not at all.
You know, what are you kidding
we don't
me?
even shake hands.
I know. I won't touch
by
him.
each other.
You kidding me?
You're like the perverted odd couple.
Yeah.
You got the...
Exactly.
You
I'm a neat freak and he has AIDS.
Well, I got rid of it. I had soup.
Soup cured it.
Chicken soup, yeah.
Chicken soup cured the AIDS.
Yeah, I got rid of it for this week.
Thank you, Anthony.
See you later, guys.
How did they know we were comfortable together? I know.
Jesus, that's it. Well, most guys don't do that with
What
each
are you
other.
kidding me? Never. In my life, I mean, I've had other friends where we've, I guess, you know, trained. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
You know, hey, what's the big deal?
But you know what the thing is? You can't just start a story that you're laying there next to a girl on either side jacking. You can't just drop us in the middle of that story. We need a little background on how the hell you got to that point. That's all I was saying.
We do it all the time. Just it's funny. We don't care.
Yeah.
Who cares? I mean, I'm not homophobic. I don't care. I don't think Voss is going to try to lick my mule again. I mean, there was one time I tell him, hey, look, that's for girls. He cries a little. And I say, look, nothing personal.
Oh, God. He had Ticketron's number on his mule.
April 18th. Why?
I could go on air and say, and this isn't gay, but Norton's packing it. I mean, every other part of his body is pathetic. If you look at him, I mean, if you look at his no pigment, his physique looks like Jell-O, all right? But he's packing, see, and that's the whole thing. That's what gives him confidence.
Yeah, it's all
that must be
that's
it.
what, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I haven't seen bigger, but, you know, he's doing okay.
You sucked bigger.
So that's why if we're with a girl, like, I'm not going to follow him. I got to open.
Oh, there you go.
See? All right.
God damn,
Wow.
what a relationship you two have. That's amazing.
That's hilarious.
Who knew the comedy circuit had this going on?
That's hilarious.
Any other comics ever join in your hijinks?
Oh, yeah, I've been on quite a few trains that I can't mention names.
Oh, really? Any that have been on this program?
One maybe.
One maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's years ago, though.
Yeah.
I haven't been on, this is true, I'm 33, I haven't been on one of these probably in 7 years.
Right.
It was something you do at one point in your life. It's silly. And it's usually, they're not girls that you're dating, they're just girls that you hook up with and like in a kinky
There
mood.
you go. And kill them afterwards.
Yeah,
Whatever.
why not?
Whatever.
One time, weren't you with a girl and you used Patrice as a bed?
It was the time I've been to the Central Park store. I mean, we've had a few.
The Central Park.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, you know something? I forgot
There's
it.
a lot of new listeners.
What's the Central Park one? I forgot it.
That's a great story.
You want to tell it?
I'll tell Paul, you tell Paul, because me and him were coming out of this place in the village, and this black girl walks up to
That
him.
doesn't sound good right away.
No.
And a black girl walks up to him. She's gorgeous. And she goes, oh, I saw you at the comedy club. So then we're talking, all of us.
Yeah.
And Voss is smooth, man. So he gets her to go out. He buys her a drink. No, she had a drink.
We went to eat at a bagel place.
So she had one drink, and we went to eat at the bagel place on 54th and Broadway. And then he gets her into a peep booth somehow right next door.
No, I go, we're going to go watch movies.
Movies, yeah. Pornographic movies at a peep show.
I'll tell it up till Central Park, maybe.
You tell I'll tell Central Park, and you finish.
Look at you two, just like the girl.
Yeah.
You start, I'll finish.
I tell you, good cop, bad cop, it works. And meanwhile, they're like, I don't know who. And so we're like, he's got her in the peep booth, and they're fooling around, and I'm in the next booth just trying to like listen a little bit. So we go outside. It's like 3 in the morning. We're standing by Rich's car. It's between Rich's car and a newsstand. He's making out with her, and he's feeling her up, and he's got, the old double knuckle lesson.
Right across from the Letterman Theater.
Right across from the Letterman Theater, yes. And I'm squatting down behind her, trying to put my hand up her dress.
Oh,
and
good.
she's disgusted. She wants nothing to do with me, but she really likes him.
Oh, God, you're the odd man out.
I'm like dating a chick with kids. I'm the kid like you tolerate even though you hate. He's like, all right, just let him do it. Let him do it. I'm like reaching up and I'm touching her
that
behind
is
me.
horrid.
And she's feeling violated, but she likes him. And then we go to Central Park.
Well, but she finishes on Broadway, too.
Okay.
Finished with who?
She did.
Him.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
You got it. You got it a shake?
On Broadway.
Wow, okay. So you go to Central Park.
Yeah, we go behind a tree. We didn't want to go too far in the park.
Behind a tree. Well, dangerous in the park, sure.
Over the wall, behind a wall or something. And and then all of a sudden, I forget what happened.
I don't.
God.
Well, she's going south on me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're, and
whistling without a problem.
And people, there's always there's a difference between reality and radio stories, too. Remember that out there. So she's going south on me. And
you're standing up, right?
I'm standing up.
She's bending over.
No, I'm hanging from a tree to make her feel at home.
Oh, man.
No. Wait, hold on. Listen, so she's going south. And I look down, and I see his little bald head and tongue in a place you're not supposed to put your tongue.
Not.
Right? He's in the
my God.
But it looks like a kid who just found candy on Easter, right? And he's...
All you see is his eyes.
I see this little bald head.
Poking up from...
It looks like the cartoon Ziggy.
Right? Kilroy was here.
And I was like, he's standing, she's bent.
Oh, my God.
And I'm swatting. I'm swatting.
Yeah. So this girl's she's like a 10, too.
Hot.
So I finish, and I
my God.
I talk her into, I said, take care of my friend a little.
She's humming me.
Oh, I got to tell him the other story. So I go, take care of my friend, too. Right? And she does whatever. So we're driving home. We dump her or whatever. I told her the hotel was sold out. And we're driving home, and I look at him, and I go, well, did you have a good time? He said, well, I was a little uncomfortable. I don't want to get my pants dirty. I go, what? You'll strange girls.
No, wait a minute. See, wow. Hold on. We almost made it through the whole story. You can't use the...
okay.
I said my legs are sore.
Right.
My legs are sore.
Your legs are sore and you don't want to get your pants dirty.
He said, why are your legs sore? I'm like, well, I was squatting. I didn't want to kneel and get my pants dirty. He said, you'll tongue a stranger's balloon knot, but you won't kneel and get your pants dirty?
What are you going to go home and your mother's going to look at the dirty pants? Jim, were you in the park again?
So, I believe this story is all part of an unsolved rape in the park, too. And it just sounds like a crime.
Wilding, she was jogging.
It's a crime.
I picked up 2 girls after a show, right? Or I met 2 girls. So I call Norton. He's working another club in New York. And one was maybe a 3.
Oh, yeah.
And these 2 goddamn guys.
No, was I on that show with you?
No, you were across town at the Haunted House over on First Avenue. And so I call, and they got a room at the Marriott Marquis, right?
Ooh.
I go, Jim, I got these two ladies I met after the show. They want to hang out. He got over there quicker. Right? I mean, he flew over. So we go up to the hotel. This girl was like a 3, and the other one looked like...
There was a decimal point. The 3 was the hot one. It was awful.
Right? So what did you think when you walked in and looked at the girl?
I was expecting American Indians to chase them with a spear. They were horrible.
Right? Really, she had to thank Greenpeace.
I almost carved my initials in her. She was they were awful looking.
Wow.
So, excuse me. I'm in the bathroom with one, right?
And I got the other one I'm on the bed
with. The one's like a 3 or 4. I'm in the bathroom with her. Right? I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'd change. I'd make a good boyfriend now. But, so I'm in the bathroom with her, and we're fooling around.
Of course.
And she's doing to me what Norton did in the park.
Oh, right? My God. The rusty trombone she's giving you.
Yeah.
With her
That's when you're licking the balloon out, and then you give the reach around and start.
Well, so she's doing that. So the other girl, the -2 wouldn't have anything to do with Norton, and you would think that between them they're a 1, right?
She wouldn't have anything to do with you?
No.
She was fat and awful, and I'm laying on my back on the bed, and she's kind of like riding on me with clothes on.
Yeah.
And she was horrendous, but she wouldn't go any farther.
So the other one, we come out of the bathroom, I finish, and I said, look, my friend just got out of prison or rehab. I said something. I go, he hasn't been with a girl for a while. Can you hook him up a little?
Hook him up a little.
Have a cigarette first.
Yeah.
You are so generous.
So he goes into the bathroom with her, comes out, whatever, and we're we're leaving. Again, I go, so you have a good time? He goes, yeah. I go, well, did you make out with her? He goes, yeah. I go,
live and you learn.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was true.
Did you notice a fragrance?
I had no.
So that thing under his tongue is my baby seat.
I didn't know.
She was licking balloon nuts.
Apparently for a while. And you always know you're in for a classy evening when you walk in and the girl's sitting on the toilet finishing a cigarette. And I did a mule release, and believe me, pow, right to it. And well, I might add, really well. But yeah, I had no idea. He said, did you make out with her? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, dude, she ate. I'm like, yeah.
You know how many emails I get what a pig I am every time I tell these stories? But, you know.
It hurts with girls. People think I'll beat a comic, you must get laid a lot. Musicians get laid a lot. Comedians tell stories like this, and women want nothing to do with you.
Well, it just sounds like there was a lot of action going on. It doesn't sound like you're really hurting for...
Not at all. But they think you're a pig.
Yeah, well, you are. Listen to these stories.
What? Two men having to sharing a lady on the toilet.
On the toilet.
Yeah, just a girl on a toilet. If you're not licking chocolate out of it, you might as well help a couple comics out.
So Voss is on the line.
Great.
By the way, someone wrote in on the instant feedback. It's looking like they found Sean or Levy's remains.
Yeah.
Josh from Long Island. The skeleton they found in the D.C. area is really Voss's career.
Oh, come on. The guy's got a great career.
He sure does, and he's right here.
Hello?
Voss. Hey, Voss.
I got it. My career stinks after today. Anyhow.
Hi, Angel.
Hey, Cookie. Hey, did you ever go with us? It was in, Philly, right outside Philly. There was, those rooms where the girls in the peepoos, and you go into the room with them, and you pay them, I talked them down to, $10, and they would watch you, do things with yourself. Did you ever go with, me and Levy and Florentine?
I went to a lot of them in South Jersey. The one I actually went to in Philly, my buddies took me for my birthday. My buddy Kenny and a few other guys and Lou, they chipped in and they bought me a hooker for my birthday.
What is this, though? You go in a booth and the girls watch you?
Or they, I think they give you, lap dances with your clothes off or something. One night I got kicked out of the place. They just threw me out. I was kicked out of a peep booth, but...
Why, were your little midgety fingers freaking out the girls?
No, because they weren't going for the money I was trying to get them to go for. And one night we were in there.
How many quarters can you hold in those little hands?
It wasn't quarters, stupid. Listen. And one night,
ping, ping, they're falling between his fingers.
So they would watch you, right? And under the shade, there was maybe 3 inches where you could see.
Yep.
And Levy was in there. You could see the shadow of his hand going back and forth real quick. Me and Florentine were cracking up. All you saw was his shadow going back and forth real quick, right? And then he was finished, and all of a sudden they make a call, and this guy comes running in there with a big mop.
Yes, I was there for that. That was in Route 130 in Jersey.
To mop it up.
You were there?
It was me, you, Florentine, and Levy. Is the whole place smelled like ammonia? Yes.
Yeah.
It's right past Cinnaminson. It's a phenomenal place. It's all J.O. booths and traffic circles down in South Jersey. Tourism there should be booming. Dude, remember there's a place at 4th and Broadway where you brought the chick one time, the Central Park Show, that same place.
Yeah.
A chick actually let me I was doing a little mushroom balloon knot eating for $5.
Wow.
The window used to be up before Giuliani closed them all. And
Now the window would come up and there's no glass?
No, they were.
So she's right there.
They were standing at chest level, so certain areas were at face level. Like your face would go through the little glass, and they'd have to squat down to talk to you.
Oh, I got you.
So if they stood
stand up.
Oh, balloon knot heaven.
Hello.
$5.
Wait a minute.
And
you
you're not
paid
worried?
her $5 and you put your face there.
Right in there, because I'm a good guy like that.
I'm not worried you're going to catch something?
Don't you know what you would catch?
That's years ago.
I'm immune.
That's
years ago. Easy.
That's years ago. And I had one girl scold me. She's like, "Ooh, no tongue, sweetie." That's true. It was a different girl.
Man.
I slipped her a $5 and she gave me a little scolding.
She did she?
I brought a couple girls into those places, but the Indian guys always throw you out.
They're always blocking.
Yeah, they're always. And there was one place where the windows come up in South Philly or South Jersey where it's like a circle, though, like of windows. And then the windows came up, and the girl's in the middle, and all of a sudden I look across, and I see, like, Florentine's head out of another window, and it kind of, like, put a damper on things. It's not like, laying in bed with you, who I'm used to.
It's in the round, you're saying. I've heard of these places where the windows will open up, and not only that you see the girl, but you see all the other guys that are cranking.
All the other perverts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the same way the 54th and Broadway one was. That was the same setup.
There was one booth I was in over, I think it was by, like, 56 or something, and I don't go to them a lot, and all of a sudden I'm in there, and all of a sudden I see a tongue between, like, the wall come through, right?
Did the wall come through, or did you hit the little glass and the thing went with a little buddy booth opener?
And it was horrible.
A tongue came through into your booth?
Yeah, because there's like a crack between the plexiglass.
Dude, what did you do?
Huh?
What did you do?
Ask Norton. What did I do? I ran out of the booth. It was scary.
That's funny.
It was, a lot of times you got to watch it because the guys will hit on you. And usually, I'm not a phobe about that. I could care less. I just mind my business. And they don't touch you. They look at you and you keep walking.
No!
But before I knew, I didn't know that this would happen. I was in another one in South Jersey. It's just a wonderful part of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And there was a little hole
right
in the side, and I didn't know there was a hole in the side. And I'm whacking my bag, and I hear. This is absolutely true. I look down.
Someone went.
Yeah, well, what are they going to do? Excuse me, sir? I mean, they have to go because it's illegal, I imagine. And there's a little hole, and I look down, and I see a big black finger crooking at me in the come hither motion.
Come hither?
Yeah, it was awful. Like an Addams Family episode.
The fat guy over on Route 1 and 9 throws
That's different, though. Boss, which place do you mean?
Well, no, everyone. The fat guy on 1 and 9 throws notes over the wall.
I've had them lobbed over at me, too, but there's a full door. They
what
can't
does
look
it say?
They throw notes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, look at me. If I'm in a booth, believe me, I'm Jennifer Lopez when I'm in a booth.
I know.
I'm nothing on the streets, but I'm a catch in a peep show.
One guy threw a note, and I opened it up and said, "Write a new joke."
Dude, no, there's the ones. I like the ones in Edison, New Jersey, because of the stupid zoning laws and a bunch of religious.
That's the one.
No, that's not the one. The one I'm talking about is it was way farther up by Raleigh Prison.
They're talking about like it's Carvel ice cream store.
It is actually on the floor.
You know what's the worst?
Hold on, they have the one. They have the booths cut chest level, so you can't whack your bag or anything.
Well, no. I'll tell you what's the worst. Now you go in Pennsylvania out by Lancaster. There's no doors.
I've been there too. No doors at all.
They
just sell them.
All of a sudden, guys come strolling by and stuff. It's horrible.
Yeah, I've had them.
You want to buy a peep show door?
Hey, Velcro feet, you mind continually walking? It's the absolute worst. And you ever dropped your last piece of chewing gum on that floor? Boy, isn't that a pest?
How about the guy that didn't get hired to mop up those floors?
Oh, my God, you guys are a pisser.
Dude, there's so many booths. I love them. When I'm on the road, dude, is there anything greater when you're on the road, you see a booth, you're just like, it's so cool. You run in there.
A Jack Shack.
And I don't like to ever arc before a show. I never dump before a show.
Because you need the energy. Right. And you need your legs about you.
Yeah. Well, that's the worst. On the way to a gig, you don't want to do it before, because then the whole night you just feel like a total zero.
Yeah.
But on the way back from if you're leaving Saturday night.
Yep.
And, after you got rejected by the whole audience.
You treat yourself.
There's nothing wrong with that. 50, 75 cents.
You can't do it beforehand, and then you get all ready, and then in the middle of your act, you feel that pulling sensation because you're stuck to your jockeys?
You ever had that?
Hey, you turn the wrong way and you go, ow!
It's like the crazy glue tip when the little glue wants to in the hole.
You know what's the worst? I'll tell you what's the worst. When you're doing the bathtub and it looks like little jellyfish come floating towards you.
Dude, it sticks to you like rubber cement. You gotta pick that and hairs off. It's awful. You never arc in the tub.
I know, it's the worst.
Something happens, it mixes with the water and turns into sacrete.
Little rubber cement balls all over your leg hairs and your stomach.
Yeah, pull the hair and everything out.
It was like a monkey did it in his hand and threw it on you. And you weren't smart enough to get your face in there, so now it's all over the place.
I can't imagine why my show wasn't picked up after this.
Oh, my.
Snowstorm in '94.
I do. It was 94. That was 14 years ago?
It was about 14 years ago.
Jeez.
And that was during my first divorce. I had these two girls.
That's how we time things with Levy, the weather conditions and what marriage he was on.
We had these two girls. Let's say they were 18, okay?
Oh, wow.
The streets are closed. Nobody's allowed on the road. The police say anybody on the road will be arrested.
Yeah, it was that bad.
Jim, you got to come over. I got two girls here. We can bang them, right? 3 hours later, there's a knock on my door. It's Jim standing there with this big grin on his face with a brown bag with a thing of spaghetti in it going, hey, man, I thought you guys might be hungry.
I begged my father to drive me. That's right, the road conditions were so bad.
Yeah.
It was mandated by the police that you don't drive. It was like one of those storms where it's almost a state of emergency. And I had my father drive me. How many miles to your house? It's probably 15 miles.
It was 15 miles. It took about 3 hours. Your father was such a trooper to bring you there.
Yeah, because I think he knew what a zero. He probably thought I was gay. I'm like, Dad, there's a girl there. He's like, get in the car. Get in the car.
I'll get you there.
Yeah,
but the funny thing was that he was banging her in a bathroom, and he had 1 foot in the litter box.
Yeah, I forgot Bob and those stupid cats. It was dark. Yeah, I did. I was stepping in the litter box, and I was banging what was probably a 5.5, but because she was 18 and willing, she was a 9 as far as I was concerned. I forgot about that, dude.
And then we tried to switch on them, and they got really mad, so I went outside and dug their car out the next day to get them out of there. They were so annoying. They were 18. All they wanted to do was take a bath the whole time.
The one who slept with...
Well, look who they slept with.
The one who was annoyed was the one, I think, who slept with Bob, because I think mine would have switched off. I think she just kind of, hooked up with me just because I was there, and her friend was getting laid.
And you brought the food.
Yeah, that's right. I did bring food. Oh, that's okay. So I was cooking in the back because no one could. You couldn't leave the house.
Yeah,
you weren't allowed to go out. All the stores were closed. I think I brought spaghetti from my house, and Bob made us spaghetti.
It was like a big family thing. Your mom made the spaghetti. Your dad drove you over there.
They were so happy. The kid they thought was a fruit was going to have some. Bring a dish.
Bring a dish for the boys.
Son, call me after the rape. I'll come pick you up.
Yeah, my dad had to come back in his topaz the next day and pick me up. Dad, smell my fingers. High five.
Oh my God.
Those were the days.
So, Lou, you got a story about Jimmy?
All right, sir. Festive.
When we were working on Lucky Louie, there was a writer on the show who lived in Venice, California, and a friend of hers just got her license to be a masseuse of physical therapy, whatever, like a real legitimate, really studied. And so she opened a place, and it was very medical looking and had a name like Therapeutic Center for Massage, And so this guy comes, a client, and he's getting a massage, and he starts going, so, anything else that could happen here? And she knows what she's hip. She goes, no. Course. And he goes, well, I'm just saying maybe a little something else. And he was kind of pushing, and she's going, no, nothing else is going to happen here. And he kind of kept, and then she noticed his jacket draped over the chair said Lucky Louie on it. And she said, oh, a friend of mine writes for that show. And he turned pale immediately and went, I'm going to go now. Nobody has to know about this, do they?
Here's the thing. I was totally...
I've never told Jim that I knew this story. She told me the story, and I think I'm the only person she told.
Here's why she told him that story, I'll bet you. Because I think
I didn't meet the woman. The writer who worked on the show was her friend.
There was a weird vibe to that moment.
Yeah, I bet that there were possibilities.
I think there were. It was her and another girl.
Yes,
and,
that's right. She said there's two
two
of them.
girls, and they let me be naked. They let me be undraped. And they
Undraped.
What does that mean?
Undraped. Think of draped, but not.
Yeah. No,
I think also they were new. It was a new business. It was
that.
You on a table naked?
Yeah.
That's what undraped means.
I think it was
Jimmy taught us
a
that.
new business. So there was something a turn on for you that they were like new at it, and it was
Yes.
something undefined about the place.
And when she recognized me, because on the phone it was kind of dicey. I didn't know exactly, but it wasn't a definite no. I would not have driven that far. And I was so embarrassed. I was totally naked. I had to tinkle, so I had to get up and just walk naked while the two girls sat. But I think one left the room for a while. Probably the writer's friend. I'm going to leave the room. She'll massage you for a little bit. Something would have happened there.
Yeah.
But I think she only told you, so if I went and told you, you would go, oh, yeah, I heard that story. It was legitimate. That was called a preemptive strike in case I had a big mouth.
I think you're right.
That's great. Of course it was.
I think you're right.
That's
I don't
pretty
get it,
funny, though.
I didn't have a girlfriend back then. Not that I would have stopped.
No, I knew that. I figured you wouldn't mind.